So, District Attorney asked you a question yesterday, sir. And your answer, and I quote, well, if it works, if it doesn't work for some people, it and the use effectively over the course of their lives, particularly if they have anxiety that might not fully need treatment, but it's something that might interfere your life a little bit. What did you mean by that?
I mean that exercise is something that isn't useful for managing anxiety for some people, but for other people it's quite useful.
Okay. In reference to determination as to a manic episode. Your response, sir, was that there were times when she felt, as she described it, after the birth of different children, she felt good, she felt on top of the world, she felt really close to them, her husband and her kids and so on, but it's also something that it didn't look like a manic episode, so much that it looked like she was feeling good and getting back into exercise and stuff.
Yes.
That was your answer yesterday. Is that in reference to the struggle that you had to try to get to a manic episode? That's what you said yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
the answer is yes. Can I ask him off the transcript for her? She can cover it?
I'd like to read it first.
Okay.
Thank you.
When you were talking with her in Tewksbury, either you or the other guy in the hospital, interviewing her one of those 3 days.
yes.
Let me back up. Would you agree with me, sir, that if a person has a memory while they're in a psychosis, that it's very possible that they could be imagining that they did something, but in fact, the facts, objective facts, would show she didn't?
It's possible that being in an actively psychotic condition could affect the way information is processed, and therefore could affect the accuracy of their memory.
So, for example, she told you that after she slashed her wrists and after she tried to slit her throat, that she used the knife to cut the screen before she threw herself out the window, right?
Yes.
Was the screen cut?
I understand that it was not.
Did that give you pause?
There are a number of things that I don't think are all that important in terms of memory difficulties and accuracy of memory, and that was one of them.
Do you recall this morning indicating that you recounted that Lindsay told you that she felt, quote, like it wasn't her, end quote, as though she were watching herself commit the killings, and that she was simply responding to the voice rather than consciously deciding what to do. Do you remember saying that this morning?
I do, yes.
Would you agree that that description is consistent, almost black letter definition with profound disassociation?
My testimony was...
No. Is that, sir, consistent with profound disassociation?
No, it is consistent.
So the answer is no. The answer is no?
Well, I was about to give the rest
I'm sure
of the
you
answer.
were, but the answer is no, is what you're saying, right? I just read to you what you testified to this jury this morning, right? Did I?
You used...
Hello, did I read what your words were this morning?
I don't remember exactly what my words were this morning.
If Dr. Halbrin told this jury that when Lindsay was talking to you and or Mac, agree, sir, that watching oneself is consistent with disassociation?
Disassociation that is peritraumatic, which is what I testified.
So the answer is yes?
Well, you said profound dissociation, so the answer was no.
Last time I knocked out profound. I'm just asking.
Oh, yeah.
Consistent
Okay.
with disassociation.
It is consistent with peritraumatic dissociation.
Okay.
Yes.
And briefly, what is disassociation?
Dissociation is sort of the sense that you are removed from yourself. You're not feeling like yourself. It's something like you're in a position where your sense of time and your sense of self are altered, and it's also the sort of thing where you don't feel as if it's you anymore. Sometimes you feel as though you're watching a body that's you, but it's not really you.
And at disassociation, you'd agree, in the DSM, using that book, is in fact defined as an altered mental state. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And would you agree with me that in your evaluations of Lindsay, after you guys had the chance to speak to her and consider all of the documentation, your opinion ended up, using your words, being in your mind two possible explanations? We talked about that, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And then you indicated that there were some possible things that made me believe that there was severe mental illness involved, right?
Yes, there
And there
were.
was severe mental illness involved, right?
There were some possible things that made me think that it might have been a psychotic episode.
Right, but there were severe mental illnesses involved here, right?
Yes, there were.
Okay.
It's just a question of which kind.
Semantics.
Yes.
You talked about thought broadcasting, right?
Yes, I
And
did.
thought broadcasting, sir, would be if somebody hears a voice and is concerned that somebody else might have heard it, right?
No.
Okay, well,
Thought broadcasting.
that's what thought broadcasting is. Are you aware that Lindsay Clancy indicated to anybody that she was hearing or having these intrusive thoughts in her mind? Yes or no?
Yes.
Did she indicate that she was afraid that people could read her mind or knew what these thoughts were or whatever they were in her mind, intrusive thoughts?
She was afraid of that, and so one of the reasons that I asked her about the difference between hallucinations.
All right, hold on, please.
I can't be more
The
clear,
question,
Judge.
all right? And then if the Commonwealth wants to follow up, they'll be able to do that.
All right.
Go ahead.
Did she, according to Dr. Helburn's review, all the information in all the hours of time,
Yes.
determine that she was afraid that people could read her thoughts or knew what her intrusive dark thoughts were?
Yes.
Who did she say that to? Not just who?
Well, she said it to me.
Okay?
She said it to Dr. Mack.
Yeah, I'm sure she said it to Mac too. Put you guys aside. Who else, like people, normal people, did she say that to? Not that you're not normal, but I mean people like friends or family or citizens or whatever.
I believe she said it to Patrick,
Okay?
and she may have said it to others as well.
She may have said it to others as well. This
I
is
don't
one of the
remember
things-
who else she said it to, but she said it to Patrick.
Well,
to
how
my
can you come in here and
recollection.
testify about a young lady that is saying to people that she's having thoughts that are intrusive and dark and that she's worried that other people are reading her mind and know about it, and you don't even know who she said it to?
Objection.
No, overruled.
One of the things that she said is that her thoughts were kind of intrusive and loud and, I mean, that sort of thing. And one of the things that she said was that she thought that because of that, other people might be hearing them or might know what they were.
Like even worried about dropping little Cora off at the school, and she was afraid that the teachers could hear her voices or thoughts? Read that.
I did read that, and that's one of the reasons I asked her for the difference.
Right, when I asked you if there were any, so that refreshed your memory, that there was another person that she was concerned about?
Yes, I believe that's right, yes.
How about her friends? Do you recall her telling her friends that she was worried about the teachers being able to read her thoughts?
I do not.
You indicated yesterday that one of the concerns or one of the issues or possibilities was, at the time of the killings, was acute psychosis, right?
I thought one of the possible
Is
explanations.
that, I don't want to let you run off, sir.
No, Counsel, next question.
Do you agree, sir, that you testified yesterday that at the time of the killings, one of the possible concerns that you had was whether or not there was an acute psychosis?
One of the possible explanations for her motivation and her state.
So the answer is yes, right?
Objection.
No, overruled.
That's what you said yesterday, right?
Not exactly the way you phrased it, and that's what
Okay.
I'm responding to.
Never written about postpartum psychosis, right?
That's right.
Okay. So finally, sir, would you agree, and if you don't, just say, no, I don't agree. Postpartum depression. Are there tests that can be administered to? I'm not talking about a guy who's upset about his job. I'm talking about a woman who's just had a baby, who's going through the postpartum period, exhibiting signs of depression and or psychosis, okay?
Yes.
All right. Would you agree with me? A person can complain that they're less able to laugh or see the funny side of their life. Is that a symptom, sir, if you know?
Are you asking me if that's a symptom of postpartum depression specifically or depression more generally?
Oh, no, I'm asking you about it's a
Postpartum,
symptom
or
of
it could
depression
be-
constantly. My
Right.
question is, do you agree that it's a symptom of postpartum depression?
Yes.
Okay. Not looking forward to things.
And let me just say.
Oh, no, I don't want to let you do anything. Can you just tell me?
Yes.
Anxious and worried for no good reason.
Yes.
And Lindsay complained of anxiety and being worried for no good reason constantly, right?
Yes.
She blamed herself for a lot of things in her life. Isn't that right?
She did, yes.
And she was not looking forward to the future. She was not happy with her life in the sense of the way she felt and wanted to go back to the way she was, right?
That's right.
How about complain? When I say complain, I don't mean complaining. It's just that that's the language you guys use. Complained about overwhelmed. Her day is overwhelming.
Yes.
So unhappy that she would cry constantly.
Yes.
Sad and miserable.
Yes.
Thoughts of harming herself, which is, according to the Mass Department of Mental Health, a flag in and of itself. She had thoughts of harming herself, right?
She did.
Okay, so those are all of the postpartum depression symptoms that a person can have, according to Mass General Hospital's 3-year review of postpartum depression and psychosis. So she hit all of these symptoms, right?
Those are symptoms of postpartum depression. They're also symptoms of depression
I don't care
broadly.
what I'm asking you, sir, are they symptoms of postpartum depression?
Yes.
All right. And there's a tool that psychologists can use with a woman who's coming to a doctor for help because of the symptoms of postpartum depression. Is that correct? Have you ever used that measure?
I have not.
Have you ever read about it?
Possibly.
Do you even know what it is?
I don't know what it is.
How about postpartum psychosis, sir? Same study. Hearing voices or a voice commanding a person to act. That's in the DSM, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Command hallucinations, yes.
Delusional beliefs or distorted reality is a symptom that a person can complain of, right?
Delusional beliefs, yes, or fixed false
distorted
beliefs,
reality.
yes.
Yeah, it's just next statement. Confused, disorganized thinking. She had that, right? It's in your report, I think, that she was baking or making a pie or something and forgot where she was.
Yes, she was having trouble with memory, attention, and concentration.
All right. Anxious and worried for no good, strike that, apologize. Severe sleep deprivation, she had that, right?
Yes.
Rapid mood swings, she had that, right?
Not sure she had that.
Well, how about the time that Patrick told you that she would repeatedly find herself in the living room on the sofa and bury her head in the pillow and rock back and forth, crying hysterically?
When you said mood swings, that implies that at one moment you're feeling down and sad and depressed, and in another moment you're feeling quite differently. So
Right, and
I
then
don't
she
see
took
that
the kids.
mood swings she had.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, I don't.
Asthesia, I believe.
Yeah, I'd have to look that one up.
Okay. Feeling overwhelmed. She felt overwhelmed.
She did, yes.
Not herself, family seeing the change, obviously, right?
Repeat the question, please.
Yeah, not herself, semicolon, family seeing the change.
Yes, correct.
Right. Lord knows, I mean, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, her mother, her father, her husband, neighbors, people could see the change in her, right?
Yes, they could.
Okay. Continuing on with postpartum psychosis. Not herself, thoughts of harming her children. That's a big red flag, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay. Thoughts of suicide. She complained of that, right?
correct.
Poor insight. She had poor insight at the end of January, didn't she?
I would not say she had poor insight. No, I think she understood pretty much where she was and the difficulty she was having, and was aware of a number of things about that.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Attorney Sprague.
Thank you, Your Honor. Doctor, those symptoms that Attorney Reddington just read you about postpartum depression, are those also symptoms for general depression?
There are symptoms for general depression. They are, to some extent, symptoms of major depression, which is a more extreme example, a more extreme version of general depression. And there are also symptoms of bipolar disorder and bipolar 2. And I thought at the end of this evaluation that her correct diagnosis was bipolar 2.
And why was that?
One of the reasons, as I testified yesterday, is that she has been in Tewksbury for 3.5 years, and that is her diagnosis of record, bipolar disorder. But what that indicates to me is that having had the chance to see her, prescribe medications, and do a number of things, that they really think that she has a mood disorder of a fluctuating kind, a bipolar sort, as opposed to a major depression or some other kind of disorder.
Now, you were asked by defense counsel about the fact that you interviewed Ms. Clancy a little over 3 years after she killed her children. And your testimony was it's better to interview the person as soon as possible, right?
Correct.
But you were able to watch Dr. Resnick's interview of the defendant about 3.5 months after the incident happened, correct?
Yes.
And you were able to review all of her records leading up to when she killed the children, and then after she killed the children all the way up to present day, correct?
Yes.
Is that something that you typically have when you do these forensic reviews, that much information, medical history and information? The prior interviews, the recorded interviews of witnesses, the criminal file, the collateral interviews that you did that in any way aid you in overcoming whatever deficits you might have had in interviewing her 3 years later?
It did, yes.
And how so?
Because of how extensive the records were, from different people, different observations, different times, and so on. They, in effect, created something that I would have tried to do myself if there had been fewer records available. So I would have tried, for example, to...
This court's now in session. Please be seated.
For the purpose of the record, we return back to the jury trial in the matter of Commonwealth versus Lindsay Clancy. All parties are present.
Good afternoon. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Yes, first name is Gregory, Gregory, last name Saathoff, Saathoff.
And can you describe for us your educational background?
Yes, I received my undergraduate degree at the University of Notre Dame, and then my medical degree, my MD, at the University of Missouri, and then my residency in psychiatry at the University of Virginia.
And can you describe for us your occupation?
Yes, I'm a professor of emergency medicine and public health sciences at the University of Virginia. I also see patients in the Virginia Department of Corrections, where I also teach students. And I also serve as the senior psychiatrist for the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit in Quantico.
And how long have you been the senior psychiatrist for the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, or BAU?
Since 1996.
And are there other psychiatrists who contract with the FBI for that department?
Well, certainly for the FBI writ large, there are psychiatrists who work with them, but as